Why you break my toe, my
That
friend?
was you. You kicked me in the head, broke your toe. That's your fault.
Yesterday. Okay. I'm gonna cut it off.
It happened today.
This guy.
Our guys are so dumb, it's next level unbelievable. You know, our guys can't fucking wait to throw it up on social media.
Following news of Merab Dvalishvili's broken toe, the UFC community has expressed frustration, with many accusing him of jeopardizing a potential rematch with Sean O'Malley. Leading up to the rematch, Merab Dvalishvili has shared his excitement, noting that this will be the first rematch of his career. He expressed that he's looking forward to the opportunity. While he was relaxed in the first fight and feels the same this time, he remains aware that Sean O'Malley may come in with a different game plan and greater hunger, something Merab is fully prepared for.
I feel good. It's my first rematch, and I feel very relaxed. I was relaxed in first fight, but now I don't want to be relaxed because now I know Sean will change his game plan and he will make some big adjustments. And I'm relaxed, but I'm telling myself, you gotta be motivated. You gotta be more hungry than what I was first fight.
Reflecting on how eager he was to fight Sean O'Malley, Merab shared how the rematch came together. He revealed that he was already pushing for the fight back in January, and despite being injured at the time, he was willing to take the fight regardless of his condition.
UFC for when I ask UFC to, okay, I'm tired of almost disrespect me, okay, let's make this fight happen. I know he wants to fight in January, okay, even I'm injured, and even it's like I was willing to fight maybe February or March, I'm taking, but okay, so when I tell this, it's, you know, when then I announced this, how it happened. So the same day, I said I'm taking this fight, but if God willing, if I win, I wanna be busy, you know, I wanna just please keep me busy. I wanna fight in like March, April, or whatever. And then, so they told me, okay, we keep you busy. Sean O'Malley must be a good fight for you, you know, good rematch.
As Merab Dvalishvili seems to have his full focus on opponent Sean O'Malley ahead of the rematch, he's aiming to showcase an even better version of himself this time around. Merab also acknowledged Sean O'Malley's confidence in returning 70% better than before, saying he's excited to face that improved version and plans to finish him this time with even sharper striking.
Like, I'm excited for this rematch, just for fight, you know, I want to try like finish him, I want to try strike, you know, I want to try different things, and I know Sean will change his plan. Like he's saying also, he's gonna be 70% better version, and I want to see this, I want to test this, and I'm more excited this. And of course, you know, like thank God UFC is a big organization. Every time we fight, we make good money, and I'm good with money, but like I'm more excited for fight.
Meanwhile, Sean O'Malley shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch, emphasizing that he's training harder than ever. Joining him, coach Tim Welch also confirmed that their camp is pushing even more intensely than they did for the first fight. Reflecting on the previous bout with Merab, O'Malley pointed out that he was dealing with some minor setbacks at the time, but this time around he's fully focused and putting in the work well in advance.
I'm not saying I'm the only one. Every fighter's dealing with something, but I haven't felt this good. Keep in mind, it's still, yesterday was 10 weeks out from the fight, so we're still got a long time. You know what I mean? But God, I feel so good.
Dude, I know how hard we've trained for a lot of years, and the past couple years we've been dialed with everything, but you haven't had to be able to train as hard.
Not at all.
This far out of the fight, being able to train as hard as we're training, it makes me feel way better.
I did my hyperbaric chamber this morning for an hour, and when you go in there, you can't have your phone. So I bring my journal in there, I brought my book in there, I was reading through all my old entries from, you know, a couple years ago, and then just from last fight camp. Last fight camp, dude.
Joe Rogan also weighed in on the rematch, calling it one of the most intriguing fights on the horizon. He wondered how Sean O'Malley would manage to keep Merab off of him, given Merab's relentless pressure. While Rogan praised O'Malley's training and skill, he expressed concern, pointing out that Merab is an absolute beast in the gym, calling him a superhuman for his non-stop work ethic and intensity.
The Merab rematch with Sugar Sean, that's an interesting fight. Very interesting fight. I do not know how Sugar Sean keeps that guy off of him, but I do like what he's been doing. Got off social media, stopped smoking, just dialed in. Got his hip fixed, which was a big problem. There's a lot of these fighters that take these fights because it's a lot of money and it's a big event and they don't want to cancel and they got a significant injury.
Yeah.
Sean could not wrestle. Imagine not being able to wrestle in camp and you got to go face Merab.
Who's going to get you on the ground?
He's a that guy's superhuman.
Praising Merab's cardio is off the charts, Joe further highlighted his exceptional fighting skills. He pointed out that even a dangerous fighter like Umar Nurmagomedov couldn't keep Merab off him. Rogan emphasized Merab's incredible work ethic, mentioning how Daniel Cormier visited him after the Nurmagomedov fight and found him already back in training, showcasing his relentless dedication to the sport.
No one like him. The cardio that guy has is off the charts. It's just off the charts. I've never seen anything like it. He doesn't get tired.
Yeah.
And he's full gas, no breaks, the entire fight. It's just smothering, overwhelming people. Even Nurmagomedov, who's also an animal, he couldn't keep him off of him.
I know.
Like, this mother crazy. And then when DC went to visit him on Sunday, the day after the fight, he was out running.
What?
Yep. DC went to his house to congratulate him, and he's like, and DC made a video of it. Because he showed a video of Merab's gym. He's got this gym in his garage, pretty dope. And he's like, this mother out running.
While staying busy in his training sessions, Merab Dvalishvili has sent shockwaves through the combat sports world. With just 2 weeks left before his fight against Sean O'Malley, Merab has suffered a broken toe. In a viral clip, he appears to be unfazed by the injury, even joking about it, making it clear that it neither surprises nor concerns him.
Why you break my toe, my friend?
That was you. You kicked me in the head, broke your toe. That's your fault.
Yesterday. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna cut it off. It happened today? This guy broke, yeah. This guy was witness.
Reacting to this, his coach John Wood stated that Merab usually doesn't post anything that could hurt his chances of getting the rematch. Addressing the viral video, he noted that the injury might not be that serious, pointing out that fighters often get hurt during training camp. He also highlighted how Merab enjoys stirring things up and getting under people's skin.
Can't win with that guy. Like, you know, I literally leave for a day and something goes on, but he loves to, you know, he loves to rile everybody up. And the thing is like, he's, you know, as much as people think, oh, that's stupid or this or that, like, he would never post something that was going to take him out of a fight, you know? So like, guys, if he's posting something, it's really not that bad, and he's not going to bother, you know, it's not going to bother him that bad. So I'm sure he broke his toe, but like, you don't understand, every camp and every fighter, you know, even O'Malley says this, everybody's banged up. There's a level of, you know, just injuries that you...
While concerns have been raised about how Merab will handle this injury leading up to the fight and whether his striking will be at its best, John emphasized that it's a minor setback and won't affect the outcome of the potential rematch with Sean O'Malley. He also pointed out that Merab has previously fought through major injuries and is prepared to do the same this time.
At all. And it's one of those things, like, every injury, obviously, you know, you don't want any injuries. That's the deal. Obviously, we'd love to go into camp and be injury free, but that just doesn't happen, especially the way these guys train, and especially the intensity that Merab trains and how, you know, the intensity and frequency that he trains, you know. So that's nothing compared to some of the things we've had going into a lot of the fights. And, you know, you obviously have heard a lot about, you know, how he was banged up for Umar, and we've talked about that, but there's a lot of things that he doesn't talk about. He's not a guy that, you know, he's had some massive injuries going into some massive fights before and been banged up and broken ribs and backs and things that are just...
While reflecting on the ongoing discussion about whether Merab deserves this matchup, John Wood highlighted that the UFC ultimately makes the best decisions, no matter how absurd they might initially seem. He admitted that, in his view, Merab should have faced someone else first, but given the matchup the UFC has made, they're ready to move forward with it.
Way
business stuff behind the scenes.
They are way smarter than any of us when it comes to the business of it. So I never knock them of who deserves or who shouldn't or who should this. We don't know what's gone on the back end or who was available, who wasn't available when they're making these cards. You know, there's a lot of stuff that plays in that we'll never know about. So when it comes to making those decisions, they make the best decisions. Sometimes, you know, it's not the decisions that we want as fans or as fighters and coaches and teams, but it is what it is, you know, and that's where you have to kind of learn to deal with it. Do I personally think that he should have had to have fought somebody else? Yes, I do. In the realm of the rankings and who's there, I think it would have been a bigger build up. I don't think there's much. O'Malley has a huge fan base though. So I mean, I think between him and Tim, they've got.
Moving on, reacting to Merab's broken toe, Chael Sonnen couldn't help but share his take. He described Merab as an interesting character and noted that in his view, Merab is still in the early stages of his career journey and in some ways comes across as underappreciated or overlooked.
I guess he broke his toe. I guess. I mean, Merab's an interesting guy, man. Merab's an interesting guy. Merab, in his meager and small beginnings, his meager, I would imagine, impoverished, I would imagine, in his upbringings.
Analyzing Merab's mindset, Chael noted that Merab is the type of fighter who believes that even if part of your body is injured, you can still compete at your best if you choose to. Sonnen admitted that this attitude both impresses and concerns him, saying it's not something you typically see, and it makes him worried for Merab heading into the fight.
Merab would come out with an injury report that is none of our business. And in Merab's humble mind, he believes no matter what is wrong or going on with your body, if you choose, if you are willing, if you're tough enough to compete with that potential ailment, that's the end of it. And that is where Merab is very wrong. That is not the litmus test.
However, noting that the Athletic Commission operates very differently from a fighter's mindset, Sonnen suggested that Merab's injury could lead to serious consequences if he doesn't recover in time. He highlighted how every detail is thoroughly checked before a fight, with the commission conducting full medical evaluations from head to toe to ensure a fighter is fit to compete. Sonnen believes that if Merab doesn't fully heal, he'll have to be prepared for whatever outcomes may follow.
We'll ask that, and guess where they asked that, guys? In all 50 states, guess where they asked that? Last. It is the last thing. A commission will check you from head to toe. Any reasonable ailment, they will not only check with you, they will verify through EKG, through MRI, through CAT scan. I mean, they will verify. And then at the end of it all, they will ask you, is there anything wrong? Now, when you give an answer, there's a box that's checked and there's a form that's signed, but you are signing that form under penalty of perjury. And the Athletic Commission works.
On the other hand, Merab appears unfazed and unconcerned about the injury. Reflecting on his fight with Omar Nurmagomedov, he revealed that he was dealing with a back injury and leg infections at the time. He emphasized that he's always ready to perform at his best and never wants to disappoint the UFC regardless of the circumstances.
And then maybe you had a back injury that you thought about pulling out?
No, I never.
Maybe not thought about it, but could have.
It was so hard. Like I had infection on my leg. And also I hurt my back, and then it was risky, like I'm a champion, and I want to prepare training, so that's why I'm like, I will never disappoint you. UFC give me everything. How I'm not gonna take this risk, and then thank God worked out good, and I'm grateful for God, and yeah.
Sharing his thoughts on this debacle, Dana White expressed frustration with Merab Dvalishvili, noting that he's one of those fighters who are quick to share everything on social media. While Dana acknowledged that transparency in training can be a good thing, he found Merab's decision to post about a relatively minor injury concerning. He felt it wasn't serious enough to warrant public attention and questioned the need to broadcast every detail.
Our guys are so dumb, it's next level unbelievable. Our guys can't wait to throw it up on social media. It's a small cut, it's no big deal, but obviously needed to be posted. against a guy like O'Malley, who's a sharpshooter and who's very...
Blasting Merab Dvalishvili, Dana further condemned him for posting about his injury on social media. He pointed out that by doing so, Merab is potentially giving Sean O'Malley insight into his training and physical condition. Dana called the move unnecessary, describing it as unbelievable and mind-boggling, saying he couldn't understand why Merab would make that information public.
Why the f do you want him to know that? Next level stupid. Some of these guys are so stupid, it's mind-boggling. It's unbelievable.
Amid all the buzz, it's worth noting that many fighters in the MMA community are backing Merab Dvalishvili ahead of his rematch with Sean O'Malley. Chris Gutierrez predicted a win for Merab, stating that he expects the fight to unfold much like their first encounter. He added that the world will once again witness Merab come out victorious.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Merab on this one. You know, just how it went the first time, and you know, I know O'Malley teeped him in the fifth round, and you know, they were saying, you know, a lot of things could have happened, but well, I don't know. It's an interesting fight. Stylistically, two different styles of fighting, but styles make matchups. So, you know, I'm gonna be watching for sure.
Amid the ongoing reactions to the upcoming fight, Corey Sandhagen acknowledged that it will be a highly competitive matchup. He emphasized that Sean O'Malley shouldn't be written off just because he lost the first fight. While Corey believes Merab has a strong chance to win, he also pointed out that this is MMA. Anything can happen. He noted that the unpredictable nature of such a closely contested rematch could play a significant role in the outcome.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I definitely can see O'Malley winning. I don't think that he's like written off just because he lost the first time. I think that I could definitely still see him winning. If I was like a betting man, I would bet on Merab, but I wouldn't bet a ton on him, you know, like I wouldn't put the Merab. So I think it's going to be a really competitive fight. Like round by round, it was like potentially competitive last time, but there was like a trajectory of the fight in which it was going. And yeah, so I mean, yeah, I got no idea, to be honest with you. I think that Merab will probably win, but it's MMA, so who knows.
At the same time, Corey, while weighing in on the upcoming rematch, raised concerns about Sean O'Malley. Reflecting on his own experience fighting top contenders, Sandhagen pointed out that O'Malley hasn't truly faced the elite of the division. He predicted that O'Malley is in for a loss, and that the fight against Merab Dvalishvili could turn out to be a tough night for the bantamweight champion.
I mean, when you think about O'Malley, man, like he's had a good run at stuff, but I think if you fight tough guys for long enough, like there's going to be nights where you just don't win, you know what I mean? Because all of these guys are really good, and I fought the best guys for a really long time, and not a lot of other people in the division really get to say that, except for maybe Jan and Merab. And O'Malley's not really one of those guys that gets to say that he's fought all of the best of the division. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that when he does that, he's going to have off nights and he's going to lose. I sometimes have off nights and I've lost, and that's just how fighting works.
Azamat Bakoev also shared that while he appreciates Sean O'Malley's style, he has great admiration for Merab Dvalishvili, especially for securing stoppages even while dealing with injuries. He recalled watching Merab fight with infected legs and emphasized that in his view, there's no one who can truly stop Merab when he's in the zone.
I like Sean O'Malley style. He's like very his fight is very old. He making fights very beautiful, but Merab also crazy. Last time when I saw him in Los Angeles, we were in the same fight card, and I saw his leg. His leg was like up, and I thought he have like some infection. But friend who was helping him to preparing this fight, who sparred with him, he said his leg was like that whole like camp, and he was training hard. He didn't complain. And I think right now there is nobody who can stop like Merab Dvalishvili, but it's making it will be interesting because like Sean O'Malley disappeared from the Instagram. left social media and he started training, and it's like getting it.
Azamat further noted that this fight will be especially interesting as Sean O'Malley has fully committed himself to preparation, stepping away from Instagram and other social media to focus entirely on training. He believes this level of dedication will allow fans to see a different, possibly improved version of O'Malley, adding to the excitement and intrigue surrounding the rematch.
Like Sean O'Malley disappeared from the Instagram, he left social media and he started training, and it's like getting this fight really exciting.
Meanwhile, Demetrius Johnson also weighed in on the fight and offered strategic advice for Sean O'Malley. He suggested that if O'Malley tries to engage too closely with Merab, he risks being taken down. However, if he maintains distance, uses his jab effectively, and stays defensively sharp, it could actually be Merab who ends up becoming the victor.
Right? If Sean doesn't have the mindset like, I'm going to get taken down, I'm inviting the takedown, I'm going to force this fight against Merab, he's going to be so much better. But if he has the mindset like, I'm going to keep my distance, I'm going to teep, I'm going to jab and all that stuff, Merab's going to get across that void.
He's going to.
Merab's going to take you down.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Of like, fuck it, I'm going to fight it.
Yeah.
You're gonna fight my guard, and I'm not gonna allow you to just ground and pound. I'm gonna frame. I'm gonna grab your hands. I'm gonna look for triangles. I'm gonna look to sweep you, and then when I sweep you, I'm not gonna get up and run away. I'm gonna sweep you. I'm gonna stay on top.
Yeah.
Now it's on my terms. I'm on top. These aren't on your terms. And just when you were saying that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I've always thought you were intelligent.
As the rematch draws closer, the hype is undeniable. Merab Dvalishvili pushing forward despite a broken toe and past battles with a back injury and leg infections, while Sean O'Malley goes all in, shutting off social media to sharpen his game. Fighters and experts split, strategy debated, and emotions high. This rematch is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable showdowns in UFC history. Don't blink, fight night is almost here. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fight updates and analysis.